This is a Defocus media production. What's up, everyone? It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Darryl Glover.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Lyerly, resident optometry nerd.
And welcome to Defocus Media, optometry's #1 podcast, where we discuss the hottest topics, latest technology, eyewear, practice management, and more. So sit back, relax, and defocus. What's up, everyone? It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Darryl Glover. I am super excited because I get to hang out with the man himself. A young man, a young OD that knows everything about finding the right job to align with your purpose and your values. Friends and family, I'd like to welcome to the show, Jasdeep. How are you doing today, my friend?
Good, Darryl. It's good to see you. Thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah. So, I'm very excited to have this conversation with you because just like you, I work closely with students, new graduates, even seasoned ODs. And we all need a change in life, or we need that new job opportunity. So today I really wanted to spend some time on the top 3 tips, top 3, baby, that we can share with all our colleagues out there to elevate and take their career decisions to the next level. Now, before we get too far into that, you got to give a little bit of a background of who you are, what school you went to, where you practice, and all that other jazz.
Yeah, of course. We'll give a little background here. So we've known each other for a while here, and so we met when I was in school at the Arizona College of Optometry, Midwestern University. I got to specify there's 2 now. So I went to the one in Arizona, and from there I graduated. I worked at an OD-MD practice for a couple of years. Wanted to do a residency type experience without practicing like a resident. And then from there, did some moonlighting at Target, LensCrafters, things like that.
Nice.
Finally, I've been at a Costco the last 3 years where I work, but I also started my recruiting company called I Spy Talent, which I love helping people find their dream jobs, as you were kind of mentioning. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Obviously, I love doing some speaking events here. I'm an Alcon speaker. We have a podcast, the Depth Perception Podcast, look it up. So it's cool to dabble just like yourself in so many different projects here because eyecare provides that, which is amazing.
I know, and I love that. That's the one thing I love about this profession. It's like eyecare is almost like a stepping stone to do so many other things, right? One thing that I wanted to touch on is the different job opportunities that you've experienced yourself. And that's why I feel like we need to have this conversation because you've worked with OD, OMD, corporate, anything you can think of, you've been a part of. So you have a good background of knowing what to ask, what to look for, and review contracts and all that other jazz. So let's take it from the top, man. Tip number 1. What is it, my friend?
Tip number 1 is I want you to write down your top goals, values when it comes to your career. And then I want you to order them. And then I want you to prioritize them when you're thinking about your current job or looking for a job, right? So let's go over some things that you could put at the top of your list. You could put income. You could put paying off your loans. You could put retirement. You could put flexibility. You could put modality, right? ODMD. You could want to be a speaker. You want to be a mentor. You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to be someone who just fills in, right? There's so many things we can do. And I think a lot of us ODs, we get trapped in what other people are saying is important, such as, hey, maybe you should or should not do corporate, or hey, I should stay in Orange County or these big cities that everybody's doing. But really, Darryl, like happiness is more complicated than just doing what everybody else is doing, right? Visionaries, people who find that happiness, they're doing what's different, right? And so that's where you can make more by going to remote areas. You can be happier if you're in a clinic that has a better company culture, maybe if they're offering you lower things. And so when I talk to ODs, I have them make that list. And a lot of times when I point out, wow, someone said, I wanted flexibility, I wanted time off, I want to make a high income because I want to pay off my loans. And then I show them jobs in areas that they don't believe. They're like, wait, you know what? You're right, because that is what is truly important to me. It doesn't matter. On the weekdays, I go to the gym. I can travel anywhere, right? So my tips would be really be honest with yourself. Get a journal, write that down. Prioritize what is truly important to you, those top 3 or 4 things, and then make sure your job has that. And if it doesn't, find a job that aligns with that.
I love that, man. I always tell the students or even seasoned ODs, you'll never work a day in your life if you can really find an organization that aligns with your purpose and your core values. I work for my eye doctor, and when you look at our purpose, it's all about to help patients live their best lives. And my personal purpose is to create the state of happiness through the art of vision. And you can see where those alignments overlap each other. And as a result of that, every day I'm out here hustling, but I never feel like I'm working. I'm just doing what I was put on this earth for. So I agree with that 100%, man. You got to make that list, got to know who you are, got to know where you want to go, and you got to really hone in on that and stick to it as well.
Which is amazing because it gives you a compass, right? You're using this compass to make your decisions, and then you're going to feel better about it. And then you know where to go after this, right? Like it makes life so much easier.
So much easier.
Yeah.
And that's a personal thing and a professional thing as well,
Yeah.
you know? So I love this. So let's transition into number 2, my friend. Tip number 2.
Number 2 is don't forget the art of compounding. So For a lot of new ODs I talked to, we just did a panel yesterday for some of these young ODs.
And it was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You guys
Thank you so much.
Killed it, man. Depth perception. If you're not listening to that podcast, go check it out. They're talking everything eye care, giving a diverse perspective, and really elevating the profession with their content. Sorry, I had to plug you, man.
No, I
because you guys
appreciate
did a
that. I appreciate
fantastic
that.
job, my
And these are
friend.
the types of topics we're going to discuss.
Yeah.
So no, I appreciate that plug. So I feel like, especially when you graduate, right? Like let's paint a picture, right? You probably didn't have time to reflect on what's important to you. You're in a lot of loans. Your health's probably not the greatest. Then you have to make all these big decisions, like we're saying, right? You got to buy a house. You're probably gonna have a kid. You might buy a practice. All these big things, right? So.
Yeah.
It's important to put that work in initially, right? Because if you start investing when you're 30, 35, 30 years later, that's going to be $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
If you start building a practice from the scratch or buying someone else's practice, guess what? 20 years down the line, it's going to build up. Finding the right partner, whether it's business, personal, all that stuff. This is like a huge critical time zone for you when you first graduate those 5 years. Put your head down, bring that mindset, that work ethic that you got from school and apply it, and then it will compound and grow so much. You'll be unstoppable if you bring that work ethic.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Compounding and work ethic. And I love the word compounding because it's one of those things that you can look at it from a financial standpoint, but also something that can really compound and really build your practice and make you the one that stands out in your community is the compounding of kindness, of empathy, of compassion. These are the things that build practices. Patients come in because they see you in them, and they want to make sure that they have someone that's relatable and that's real. And if you're able to show those emotions and show that empathy and that compassion and that kindness, before you know it, 5-10 years down the road, you're the big man in the world, right? That's how I became everyone's favorite optometrist. It wasn't something that I just came up and labeled myself. It was my patients, and it was the work that I did over time. It was that compounding love that I got from my patients, and that's how that name started. So I think that's huge, my friend.
And that's why I feel so genuine, right? When you're saying it, you're not just saying it, like you're reiterating it, you're affirming it. You're making it happen.
Yeah. I love what I do, and it's just that compound, man. So I love it. So let's go ahead and jump into tip number 3, if you don't mind.
So tip number 3, we'll touch on it a little bit. Obviously, we've talked about goals, values, prioritizing them. We've talked about the compounding, the growth mindset, right? And so I think a lot of doctors I talk to too as well, they say, hey, I'm done now. I'm done with school. I can just party. I can chill. But like what we learned in school, those hours of work, that dedication, imagine if you brought that mindset to anything, right? Whether you're starting a business, running a family, and questioning things, being a scientist about things, not just doing what everybody else is doing, and then bringing that work ethic. Like if you do that, imagine when you plan your vacations like that, or get a credit card, or buy a house, anything you plan, any level of effort you give that's similar to that, man, Darryl, imagine like the results that you could do, right?
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Look, man, this has been fantastic, man. I mean, these top 3 tips will really make a difference for you. So you really want to sit down and find that purpose, right? You want to sit down and write that list down. You really want to look at that compounding interest, whether it's financially, whether it's relational, whatever it may be. You want to make that happen. And you also want to make sure that you have that mindset. Mindset is everything. If you have that mindset, the discipline that you'll create from that is life-changing, personally and also professionally. For all of our colleagues out there, the new graduates, the optometry students that are coming out of school, they want to lock and load and use your services, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. So I Spy Talent, you can find that on Instagram, EYESPY Talent. You can also message me. I'll put my number out here, 909-680-8764.
He's a brave man.
I don't mind. Reach out. I get calls all the time. Or just look me up. My name is Jasdeep Soni. You can message me on LinkedIn, Jasdeep, Jasdeep Soni. So happy to connect and help anybody I can, honestly.
I love it. And then also, share the love with the Depth Perception.
Yes.
How can they find you guys on the podcast, my friend?
The Depth Perception Podcast. So you can Google that. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. And we're on Instagram. Depth Perception Podcast.
You got it. You can also catch it on the Defocus Media Optometry Podcast Network as well. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, of course.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys, I got to watch this young man grow through his optometry career. When I tell you that, I'm just blown away by all the great things that he's done and where he's going to go in his future. This is what it's all about. You're the future of eye care, man, and you're going to continue to make a change and make a difference. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of all of eye care for all the amazing work that you have done, my friend.
It's a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Darryl Glover. Stay healthy, stay positive, stay blessed, and until next time, peace, baby. Hey, family. If you enjoyed this full podcast, don't miss out on more engaging content. Check out the next episode right here. And for the latest updates, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support means the world to us. Catch us in the next episode. Peace.